Okay, so it's Sunday and I decided to stop by the warehouse again for a few minutes and do a little bit more on these games. Why not? Those of you who might remember several years ago, I used to have a thing called pinball.com, and kind of fun little radio show. Those of you who ever did hear it, or honestly who give a damn, you can go look it up. You might remember Proby. Guess who I brought?
I'm Proby. Hello.
He's come so that I don't have to have such a love affair with my own hand and the camera. And we're going to do a little bit, but I'm going to show you what happened with the back glass. We're going to play around back glass a little bit, kind of show you how that turned out, and that I'm not a complete and total nut job. But first, we're going to play some pinball. Let's go play some pinball! Look at these. These are what I have for the fun over here.
By the way, I've never played on this one, so y'all have to excuse me for a minute. This one I have played, but look at it. Look at it. Come on.
All right, is that beautiful or what?
Who wouldn't want to play on that?
Why'd I bring him back? We'll be right back. Okay, so we played a little pinball. That was fun. Had a good time. This is what we saw in the last one, and I have let this dry now for 24 hours. I want to show you kind of what has happened. Now, if you look at some of these sections down in here, you'll notice that they have laid down, and they're not curling up. So what I'm going to do, very gently from the side, God, I hope this works. You'll see it's dried, so the glad is not sticking to it. Paint safe, and as you can see, it didn't take any with it. No additional paint was lost, and this is actually now pretty dang solid. What I might do in a few here, so I'm probably going to put the things down and give it one more coat, just for giggles. And
Better safe than sorry.
exactly. And you can see from this side, don't drop it, Mike. It's really not so bad, you know. A lot of these sections laid down, so they're looking good now. And some of what's there is pretty basic color-wise, so I think this may be a good candidate.
That was going to be my question. Are you going to be able to find the right colors for this?
Yes. The nice thing is at my local craft store, all of the little, in fact, come with me real quick. I'll show you what we're going to do down the road. Come with me. I like not having to do this by myself. These bad boys. You see these. These are at my local craft store. These are only about 60 cents a piece.
That's a money saver.
So, what we have to do, and I'll go into more detail when we get to touching it up, but I'll give you a 2-second rundown of what we're going to do. And this is something I do that's a little different. What I'll do is I'll paint color match on the front. I'll put a little bit of it on the front because I know that any color that I put on there, once it dries, is going to dry just a hair darker than when I put it on. So if I put it on the front, then I'm not ruining any color. And then what I can do is, if it's in a this is something I kind of been testing and I've had good luck with. If it's a section where there's multiple colors there, what I can actually do is paint it from the front. And then when I lay it down, and I do it from the back,
You got
I
the
can
exact
see
color you need.
what color goes there.
Exactly color you need, and then go back into the front.
And that's kind of what I'm going to be doing on this one too, and we'll get to this game later on down the road. There's a lot of sections here that are missing. So the same thing, if I paint it along the front, well, then when I pull the glass out, I can see from the back what color has to go where. Then I can go ahead and I can use the silver paint to kind of block out all of the areas that are going to be opaque. Colors where the light's going to be shining through, I don't have to deal with that. So I'm actually really pleased with how that turned out. Not
Yes,
quite
you
as
should be.
skanky. I've still got a polish it up a little down here, but I just use a little bit of Windex for that, so it's not near as skanky as it was and nasty.
Yeah, but you see with all the color on the front, you can tell if it's going to be the right color to or not and
Exactly. If I
everything.
put color on the back and I
You ain't.
screw it up,
That's it.
that's
You're
it.
done.
I'm
So,
boned, and it looks like a 3-year-old did it for a kindergarten project. If I do it from the front, and that's how Clay and Norm teach it on the This Old Pinball videos.
Nope.
If I do it from the front, then I can see that it works. But if I do all the painting from the front, then I can
Good
see
enough.
how it's going to be on the back. Then I can just clean it off the front.
Clean it
with,
off and boom,
with a little
you're
bit
good.
of naphtha or something, like a little bit of alcohol, and just take it off. So
nice.
there we go.
Very nice.
So we're going to decide now what I'm going to show you next. I figured while we're here, we'll film a little more. I haven't decided what yet. So
Smoke break.
We'll move on.
Smoke break.
You go right ahead and do that.
Thank you.
So one thing.
You color it on the front.
Yep.
Then once you're done,
Yep.
turn around, color it on the back. You'll know if you're doing it right or wrong. Once you got the back done, clear coat the sucker, clear the front off. You're good for the next 30 to 40 years.
You learn something new every day.
So one thing I'm going to show you real quick, since I've got a few minutes. You'll notice here, this is where I took the bar off to take out the back glass. Look at the difference in this. Look how nasty that is. I'm going to show you something real quick. Here. All of the pinballer guys talk about this. I want to show you how good this does. I haven't done anything to this, but watch. I just spray a little on there. Look how nasty that is coming off of it. It's just rolling down off of there. Just gross. I like to give it a nice wet coat. Not too much, so I'm not like soaking everything through, but let that sit for a second. And now look at this. You know how much better that is. I mean, compared to up here to down there, I mean, look at that. It's just so much nicer.
No, it's just a few strikes.
Yeah, it just take me a few seconds. I'll eventually go through and do all of that, but I just wanted to show you that quick. Rock and roll. Okay, so I promised you guys I'd show this. I figured I'd give you a real quick rundown on this. Like I talked before, this is a Flex stone file. This is available from Pinball Resource, Steve Young. These are $1 a piece. They're so worth it. I want to show you a couple of these switches. And you can usually go to your schematics and you can tell whether a switch on something is supposed to be open or closed, but it can be kind of obvious. You can see here, that one with the movement's usually supposed to be open. We've got one here that's a double switch, another one there. That one goes from closed or from open to closed. And you can see that there's pretty good motion on there. It looks like the contacts are good. But what I want to do, you can see they're kind of skanky and nasty. So what you do is you take one of these and you have to put a little pressure on it. I just use some needle nose pliers, give it a good, like that, just a few swipes. I'll use my finger. Now you can kind of see it looks clean, it looks better. So I go through and do this real quick on all of these just to show you. It only takes a second. Now you can see that they're a lot cleaner. I've got good swiping contact between them, and you want them to really not just touch each other but push up against each other, because that kind of swiping motion against each other keeps them clean. And on that start relay right there, you can see that took me what, less than a minute? So to do all of this is only going to take, 15-20 minutes tops. Really not that hard to do. And this is part of the steps that I talk about when I go through and say, look, it's only going to take a couple hours. Doing all of those switches is going to take maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes tops. I'm not going to go into these tonight. It's already getting to be a little late again, but on our next segment I'll go through how to take care of these. This is not how to. There are 100 reasons as to why not, but this is Holy
was never
shit,
here.
it's gone. That was amazing. David Copperfield would be proud of that. But if you've got people who just start spraying this down wholesale, oh, I'm going to get it all working, and start spraying it down. There's problems with that. First of all, this stuff's flammable.
Machines do go on when they
And
heat up.
if you
They do
look at
flame.
when these things are going, these things spark like crazy. You may as well fill it with gasoline and throw a match in there.
Have you not had a couple of incidences in your pinball career where
I
machines-
have not.
I've heard of them though.
Yes,
machines
I've
actually-
talked to people who would use WD-40 on a game and things happen.
Next thing you know, it's firewood. It's a
It
bad
wasn't
thing.
good.
It
I
wasn't.
feel so sorry for that game. I wish I had some WD-40 when I had that Cleopatra. I'd have burned that son of a bitch down. But yeah, so this isn't going to take very long to do. But people will spray down the WD-40 on that. And the thing is, if you can't really see it here, but then it will go down in here and it will go down in here. And then you're going to get WD-40 and grease spots that look like you've been eating fried chicken over your cardboard. And it's never going to come out. It's going to be destroyed. And a lot of times it'll destroy what, I'm lucky enough to have a lot of my my labels still on my relays. If I start spraying this whole thing down with that stupid shit, I'm going to lose it all. So don't. Okay, for Pete's sakes, don't. Come on. I mean, Bob Barker used to say spray new to your pets. For decades, at the end of every show. I'm going to tell you, don't use WD-40.
WD-40 is bad.
WD-40
Avoid.
bad, okay? Alright, let's move on. Why would you use it on a game?
Thank you. This message was brought to you by Pinball After 5.
And the answer?
Just for you people who are sitting here, this is the front of the game.
The close-up shots,
Close-up shots. Go turn on.
panning shots.
Go turn on. You gotta see this. This is actually pretty
They
cool.
saw it on the last video.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did. There.
Proby's back, so look at that.
It's neat.
How old's the game, Mike?
Older than you, and that's fucking saying something.
That's pretty sweet, man.
Okay, so that's kind of all we're going to cover for tonight. Didn't get a lot done tonight. Mostly the back glass. Showed you guys a couple of things that I've been working on. As you can see, it's getting dark outside, so probably going to take him home before they scream at him, and then go home before my wife gets mad at me for hanging out here working on stuff on a Sunday. She might get pissed, but that's all right. So have a good night, guys. Give one last hi to Proby. Bye, Proby.
Good night.
We'll see you guys later.